What's up, guys? This is Mana, and welcome back to yet again another video. And today, Revelations WoW got some sort of news with a dev diary update, and we're going to be going over that along with some other stuff. And in the background, I actually have a video of me actually revisiting Revelations WoW back in the day on my freaking Worgen Warrior. So we're gonna see how this goes. Let's cue up the intro and let's go ahead and get this video started. All right, guys, so right here, I'll be putting this up here so you guys can see it, but let's go ahead and go over what's going on here. First, we're going to go ahead and talk about classes and spells, which is one big thing that I would really want to talk about. Let's go over it. So classes and spells, one of the absolute largest things we've decided to do is stick with the Raft talent tree. So we're sticking with the Raft talent tree. We decided that if we want to release at any point in the near future, something somewhere had to go. This was the first from start to finish talent tree rather than removing the Raft talent tree that the majority of fans loved about WoW. We are instead going to add on to the existing talent trees. That is pretty cool. That's a really good idea. Even better than what it was. All right, so this means we can focus on making the existing talent trees better rather than removing it in its entirety, which is really great, and having the possibility of it being a complete garbage tree now. Because of this, since the level cap is 60, we will be giving additional talent points, around 20 or so, similar to that as you would have it being at level 80, to help you customize your class a bit more, which makes sense because we're not going to be level 80, we're going to be level 60, so we need those extra talent points to actually flesh out the tree. So basically, however, that doesn't mean the customization will be limited to just this area, as we will have more features discussed below that will allow you to customize how you play in much different ways. So let's go ahead and read what's the rest for this class thing here. So for our necromancers, we have decided that we will be taking inspiration from EverQuest 1, Diablo 2, as well as from Warcraft 3. Great inspirations, by the way. We have started on moving the necromancer spells into the WoW versions. We'll be looking into adding things such as iconic skeleton laugh, or possibly even some effects to be dated. I don't want okay, worst case scenario, we do something close to it. For our racials, as said as before, we are implementing close to around 40 different racials. Wow. Roughly, these racials will be abilities that affect the battlefield in many different ways. There won't be any way to change your racial after you choose one. Please keep in mind as well, Goblin, Murloc, Worgen, and Tuskar will be stuck to their said racials, not being able to change from them. We may adjust these slightly to be stronger if we find it necessary. So from what we're gathering from basically the classes, the class tree and spells, necromancer getting basically inspiration from all these different games and bringing in completely new spells, which is freaking cool. I like to see new things added to an existing game that's already out. But the one big thing is that they're still sticking with the Raft tree, and they're going to be adding more stuff for our customization, and they're giving us more points, so that way we can, it feels like we're basically level 80, but we're level 60, and we get all those points to go ahead and customize how we want our character to play as, which is pretty cool. And I'm glad they're sticking with the Raft talent tree, and I'm glad they're going to be adding more to that. It's gonna be pretty cool, guys. I'm actually really happy they're doing this, and I hope they basically fix up. There's a lot of classes and spells that weren't working back in the other beta, and I hope they took the time, and hopefully they're going to let me and many others go ahead and beta test this. We go ahead and see how these spells work and how these classes are working, if they're working the correct way. But yeah, hopefully they do that, and hopefully they actually have a couple of beta tests and a couple of private tests as well, so you know, we can test these classes, these spells, before they even think about releasing it to the public. So let's go ahead and go down to the second part, which is mounts that matter. Let's go ahead and read this. Something we've been experimenting with is mounts that have different bonuses to them, such as damage reduction, slow fall, things of that nature, to make each mount type a bit different. We'll be implementing this for our reputation-based mounts, such as Stormwind reputation or Orgrimmar reputation. That's pretty cool. I like to see mounts have more of a purpose within a game. It's pretty amazing, like how Guild Wars 2 does mounts, where every one of them has a different thing to it, which is pretty cool. And how New World is actually going to be doing their new mounts, where you can level it up, put different saddles on them, and you could just make them stronger, make them faster and everything. So that's pretty cool. that mounts are going to have more of a oomph to it, and not just like, oh, I'm just going to use this mount to get to point A or point B. Like, oh no, this mount makes me slow fall, so I can jump from this mountain all the way down here and I'll be fine, you know, I won't die. So that's pretty cool. I really do like that they're doing that. And now we're going to roll into sub factions. So what we'll be implementing is kind of an organization system, taking inspiration from Skyrim. Upon joining an organization, you'll become one with them, unlock unique systems or situations. While this may sound similar to the Shadowlands system, it will be far from that. These organizations will reach out to you in different ways, or you may need to discover them throughout the world. However, be warned, siding with one faction may upset others. This can lead to situations such as players from other factions having quests to hunt you. That is freaking cool. Or NPC mercenaries randomly appearing to come and hunt you that are the opposing factions. That's pretty cool too. Like, that happened to me in Red Ridge when I was playing freaking Revelations WoW, and the orcs came out of nowhere and trapped me and tried to kill me. I'm like, what is going on? However, this also opens up the possibility for a new spell tab that will hold all of your organization passives and usable spells. These spells may not modify your class itself, but rather allow you to combine your class with the organization spells to in fact create unique situations such as a Cavalier Paladin. We are, however, taking into account and balancing for certain classes with this organization system, looking at you hunters. Coming and looking at this from this point of view, like a player point of view, sub factions do sound cool, but I feel like it's going to be hard on the Revelations team for balancing wise, because first they have to get the other classes, the original classes and the spells and everything balanced. They should get all that balanced before even thinking about adding sub factions and adding more stuff they have to balance. I think they'll add probably more of a workload. So hopefully they're thinking this through and saying, hey, let's go ahead and get the original classes and the original spells all good and balanced and working as intended, and then we go ahead and add sub factions, which then, you know, once they have all that balance and the sub factions and well, the regular stuff all good, they could work on sub factions and then work on that. That way, at least that base game is working and we could enjoy that while they're working on sub factions. Really cool idea. Like the idea of quests, us having to hunt the opposite faction of the sub faction, and having some NPC mercenaries just pop up out of nowhere trying to assassinate you while you're doing a quest. I think that's pretty awesome, and that's something that that's really great. I just hope that they think about what they're doing here and get the first base of the game balanced and good, and then work on these sub factions along the way. So zones, which, you know, I love the zones, I love the customization, I love how things look differently. That's just how I am. Thousand Needles has hit completion, and that is good. Stone Talon is nearing completion, that is good, with the exception of a few minor locations and quests needing to be implemented for Desolace and Dustwallow. We expect it to be done rather quickly as we are only implementing a few things, however, that is subject to change. Oldham has been successfully imported in, however, we need to do some world modifications to it. As of right now, we are going very fast through the zones, nearing a kind of completion, which is a bit exciting. This means that NPC placement is already done for the most part of these zones. For Eastern Kingdom, we are working on a Dustwood revamp, but overall, the world building is just what is taking the most amount of time. Obviously, world building, it's hard. I had outsourced work to get it done on our great desert, but unfortunately the person who was working on it seems to have disappeared. Ooh, thus I will be most likely doing that soon. All right, so zones is one big thing that really sucked me into playing Revelations WoW, is that the zones were like revamped, they were changed, they don't look like how they are in the original game, and that's what sucked me in. Something new to explore, something to play. So knowing that these zones are hitting completion, nearing hitting completion, and they're fixing other zones, that is good, and they're not really having trouble on it besides that one person that disappeared, and now Rec has to go ahead and take the reins on that. But other than that, I'm happy that they're actually working along and things are getting done, because it's been like, what, a year and a half where we haven't heard nothing from the server, then bam, out of nowhere they come out with all this stuff, and now they're trying to get back on basically the hamster wheel of private server scene. And I hope they do good, and I hope this goes really great for them, because this is mainly a private server I want to play. I haven't really been looking at Dusthaven. Everybody's telling me to look at Dusthaven, but I just want to play Revelations, and I know that sounds kind of like, wow, Eddie, why do you just want to play Revelations? Because I had fun in that game and it was a blast, and I just love everything that's revamped. I will be checking out Duskhaven Reforged, or whatever it's called, and I'll be making videos on that and checking out how they are doing, as well as I just want to compare the two and see how they're doing, because I know Duskhaven's doing some revamping of zones. My friend sent me a video, and I want to see how their zones look like while they're revamped. So yeah, basically that is all the info we have at the moment that Rec posted for a basically posted for this dev diary. Hopefully we'll have more soon. Obviously this was just posted on the 31st, which basically, well, not 31st, it was posted today. This was posted September 2nd. Sorry, I was thinking about a different post. This is posted today. All the info is here. If you want to check out their Discord, I'll have a link down below so you guys can check it out and talk to them. They're open, they love to talk to the community, and they're taking suggestions. So if you see something or you have an idea that'll make Revelations WoW just better in general, go ahead and check them out. As always, this has been Mana. As you can see, I have a crown. Things are changing around in the channel. Be prepared for a lot of change, as we're going to be changing, basically, not our branding, we're going to be changing some good stuff here. You guys will probably enjoy it, and I'll be coming back to the scene playing World of Warcraft, obviously. Might be playing some New World and different MMOs, and on Twitch I'll be streaming like probably single player games and other different types of stuff, just to keep the content rolling and the content flowing. I appreciate you guys' support for being here with me throughout this time, and me saying, hey, I'm gonna come back, but I really haven't came back. Well, mark your calendars. This is the day. Well, yesterday was the day of the comeback. We streamed Hardcore WoW Classic, so we're coming back to the scene. We're gonna have some fun, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure to like the video, make sure to sub to the channel, and down below, what do you think about these little changes in this dev diary that popped up today? Do you think they're working on their way to something good, or do you think it's just not gonna work out again? You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.